You're probably trying to make money online to get this freedom, financial freedom, to buy everything you want. And even if you're being honest, probably it's even more important for you, the time freedom. The time freedom so that you have enough time to spend with your family, with your friends, doing whatever you guys like. But there is one thing related to that I'm gonna say, and probably you're not gonna like this advice. But again, I'm not trying to cement it into your brain. All I'm asking is to just consider my viewpoint. So basically, it is Monday right now, and last Friday there was this school graduation event for me. It was really fun. I had a great time, done a lot of dancing, just a usual event, right? And I've been grinding a lot till this event after I have finished all of my exams, and so I haven't met my friends in a while. So I met them, we had a fun talk, we even got into deep conversations with them, and I'm so glad that there's one thing I became aware of that I usually didn't even become aware of when I'm spending my time with them. When I'm spending my time with them in the school. And this thing is that those guys, they view their world a certain way. You probably know that. Hold up. Yeah, you probably know that everyone sees the world quite differently. Like, for example, there are some people who are literally locked inside their rooms, and as a result, because they're just afraid that there are serial killers out there, and so as a result, they don't step out of their home, and they're literally just trapped there just because of how they see the world. But you and me, we probably step out of the home. We don't even think about the dangers, and yeah, you get the point. Everyone sees the world in their own way. And now the problem with that is that someone sees the world the right way that aligns with the actions, and someone doesn't. No, goals, not the actions. This may get confusing, but think about it. If you're trying to teach a little child to drive a bicycle, there are gonna be two types of people who are trying to teach this child. Fuck you. The one is going to be this kind of guy who's gonna say, alright, just hop onto this bicycle and just use your feet to start moving. Whereas the other one would say, oh, just look at me how I'm driving it and visualize it and then try it yourself. And in the first scenario, this little guy is gonna try, he's gonna fall a lot of times, but in the end he's gonna learn much faster. Whereas in the other perspective, this little kid would just spend hours learning every single detail, absorbing how the person does things, but he doesn't even actually try, and so as a result he'll still have to go through the trials and tribulations of falling himself for plenty of time, and as a result he's gonna learn, but he's gonna learn it much later. So what I was trying to show you here is the power of limiting belief. This little kid had a limiting belief that if I learn this, then I'm gonna learn how to ride this thing faster, if I'm gonna observe every single detail. I know this is not the best example I could come up off top of my head, but you probably get the point. And so I was talking to my friends into deep topics, and we were talking about business. And fucking hell, what's going on with traffic today? And yeah, and all of those people, like all of my friends, not all of them, there was this one entrepreneur who gets me, but like they all said, you're not making the desired amount of money you want. Maybe you should switch up your business model. Maybe you're gonna be replaced by AI. All of those things, which I don't know if they are limiting beliefs, but here's the cool part. My friends, they didn't make it. They're just working their regular jobs, not even trying, except this one dude, entrepreneur. You know who I'm talking about? And but yeah, all of my friends, they haven't even tried. I've been trying for 3 years, right? And I'm still doing it. And it goes well for me right now. Though I'm not getting the desired income. But anyways, that's the talk for the another day. But those guys, they just haven't tried themselves. So why should I listen to their beliefs when I could listen to the other people's that I'm following, like my mentors, or Charlie Morgan's, who's in the biz for like 7 years and has made $30 million online. I choose to listen to them, not to my friends. Now, here's the cool part. My friends, I know that with their whole heart, they want the best for me. And so, they have those beliefs that have formed through their experiences, through their observations of other people, which usually they see a lot of people whining about and just sharing their limiting beliefs with them. But there are some belief systems that have like formed inside my friends' heads, and so as a result, it's just limiting beliefs. And if I'm gonna to ingrain it myself, then if I don't have the right beliefs, I won't take the right actions, like this kid on the bicycle, and so I may make it to the desired income I want, but it may also take me much longer. Do you see where I'm getting at? Again, I know that my friends, with their whole heart, they want the best for me. They've done a lot of favors for me in the past. I've done a lot of favors for them in the past. We are close friends and we want to see each other win. But the problem is that sometimes your friends just have those limiting beliefs inside, and if they're being really convincing with their words, and this authority bias just starts frying your brain, you don't think critically through their words, and so because you're just built that way for conserving mental energy, you just end up listening to them just because of a few biases, not of the actual words. You lack critical thinking if you don't think through what are they speaking about. And yes, that's why I'm saying that, sure, you may want to spend a lot of time with your friends, but especially in this building phase, where you're literally laying foundations for this beautiful house of online business that you're creating, maybe it would be much better for you to just step out, spend as least amount of time with your friends as possible until those real winning beliefs of how people say growth mindset, they have just completely cemented inside your brain. They become unshakable beliefs. Well, yeah, then maybe you can spend much more time. But what I'm trying to say is that in the first, while you're just laying foundations, it's not always the best thing to spend time around with your friends. And though you may say that you're feeling better, you're doing this all to spend a lot of time with your friends, but as this dude Sam Ovens, like a huge fucking hell entrepreneur guy, he has said that you have to sacrifice for what you want, or what you want becomes a sacrifice. And if you are not willing to sacrifice your your relationships with your friends for just a few months to build the solid foundations where you can think critically, not fall for their influence, well then you might as well just not have as good of an expectations that you're gonna make it, and you're gonna make it fast. All right. Yeah, that's just the thing that was literally running through my head, and I'm so glad that I was introduced to this information about how limiting beliefs work. And I'm also so glad that I'm being this empathetic being who understands that my friend doesn't want any bad for me. They want me to succeed, but they just aren't aware of something I am aware of something that millionaires used to conquer the space, to become the millionaires. You feel me? So yeah, just if I had to summarize this whole video into just one simple sentence, it would sound like this. There are lots of different truths out there. And the truth of reality, which is going to help you achieve your goals, is gonna get you there. This truth is gonna set proper belief systems, proper expectations in order for you to achieve that what you want. But if you aren't exposed to this reality, or you're exposed to contradictory reality, you'll probably fail. Because that's what I did when I was sitting like next to all of those people entire years in my school. I didn't have my own opinion, and I was just listening to theirs. Because that's just how we build. We want to save mental energy. We don't want to go through the pain of critical thinking, which isn't uncomfortable, and it requires a lot of mental energy, which our body needs to survive. So it tries to conserve it, and that's why we are falling for biases. But anyways, I'm just getting too deep. You get the point. Again, I'm not trying to cement this into your head. I just want you to think about it. Maybe there's just this little insight that just gonna change the entire perspective of how you see the world. Because when I first got exposed to this stuff, boy, it changed my mind. And it will definitely change my life. I have no doubt about this. So yeah, hope this helps.